there's a new update from Nikki Haley that's been going around. Little did anybody outside of Nevada know that Nevada had a Republican presidential primary last night, and the reason why you might have missed it is because, well, it's a little bit complicated. They have a primary and a caucus, and they're on completely different days, and we'll break that down a little bit. But the most important thing here is that in the Republican presidential primary, Donald Trump was not on the ballot, and Nikki Haley was. There's a reason for this. It's a brilliant political strategy that she had here, that where she was going to make it seem like she beat Donald Trump, and even though he was not on the ballot, she still lost to NOTA, 62.9% NOTA, 30.8% to Nikki. Now, I was confused as to any of this and all of this, so I did a little digging. And to my understanding, so Nevada currently has a primary and a caucus because the Republicans prefer the caucus method, the Democrats prefer the primary method. They had a caucus, and then Democrats got control, and they set up the primary, and the Republicans still insist on keeping their caucus. So now they have both a primary and a caucus because it's not illegal to do so. But the candidates can only run in one or the other. They can't run in the primary and the caucus. They can't have their name on both ballots. The caucus is the only one that officially matters toward who the delegates are voting for. So Donald Trump said, I'm going to be on the caucus ballot and not the primary ballot. Nikki Haley took the opposite strategy because she's very brave and noble. She took the primary only, even though it has nothing to do with delegates and actually casting the vote. She took the primary route, and in her words, it was because the caucus is so rigged by the Republican Party that she knew that she had no shot because it's all rigged. It's rigged. That's why she went for the primary, not because she would be able to avoid going up against Trump and losing abysmally. She decided, I will run against nobody so that it looks like I'm doing real good, and then going into the caucus, it'll make him look a little worse, and I don't have to deal with that. Unfortunately for her, everybody knows that in this case, 62.9% NOTA, those were Trump supporters. She still lost to nobody, and Donald Trump tomorrow night is going to probably get somewhere in the vicinity of 95 to 100% now that Nikki Haley's not even, because she's not allowed to be on the caucus ballot. So the caucus ballot is just Trump and, I don't know, whoever else they decide to throw in, that doesn't matter. So, yeah, it's beautiful because she did this to herself. She could have just lost fair and square to Trump, but she decided to go with the who gives a shit, so it would make her look better. And instead, it made her look like she can't beat no one. Literally no one. There's no one she can't beat. Thoughts, Dave?
That's great, man. Yeah, I'm guessing that she was banking on the primary and caucus voters to be as kind of aloof as the general electorate, and that's not true. If you're down to vote in the primary or caucus, that means you're paying attention and you're active.
Right.
And so yeah, it looks like, of course, that would come back and bite you. That's funny, but I guess I can't blame her for trying something because it would be cool to be able to be like, I won the primary.
Right.
You could say that. That's how to lie with statistics.
But yeah.
Right. But like newspapers,
you'd have to be
regime
real
papers,
confident, though. Going into it, you'd have to be real confident that you're going to win it. Otherwise, you end up with this, where you lost to nobody.
That is, I don't know if there's any coming back for that. I can't remember any.
Even better than that. So all these boomer conservatives show up to the polls for the primary, and they see that Donald Trump's not on it, and they're pissed, and they're calling the RNC and bitching him out because where's their guy? This is rigged. This is a rigged system. So all this did was just garner more support for Trump going into tomorrow, Thursday, because you got the delegates can vote either way. They can vote in the primary and in the caucus. So they're all going to swarm over and be like, well, I'm going to the one where my guy's on the ballot. They're not going to rig this like they rigged the last election. And it's going to be fun tomorrow, I think.
Oh, that's funny, man. Do you think she'll stay in the whole time?
I have no idea. I think she's holding out hope for an actual arrest, which I still am not ruling out, of Donald Trump to something to pull him out of the race. I think that's what she's holding on for. we've got Donald Trump, who could be arrested at any moment, or Joe Biden, who could die at any moment, and Nikki Haley is the only person left running in either party at that point, it would seem. So, yeah, why wouldn't she hold on?
She's
It's not
got
her money.
youth. Right. Yeah, exactly.
I'll make questionable decisions.